What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Zero Lab. Today we're taking a look at a Pokemon TCG Pocket deck that we have taken a look at a couple times on this channel before, but it continues to get better with every expansion that is released in the game, and that is a Charizard EX. The Charizard EX in TCG Pocket from the Genetic Apex set has 180 HP and 2 attacks. The Slash attack for 3 energy does 60 damage. And then the Crimson Storm attack for 4 energy does 200 damage, and you discard 2 fire energy from this Pokemon. 200 damage is enough to one-shot anything in the game, and Charizard EX with 180 HP has a tough time being one-shot by pretty much anything in the game. So I think this card is really, really strong, but as a stage 2, the question is always, can you get this guy set up? Obviously, we're reliant on the Moltres EX with the Inferno Dance attack for 1 fire energy, where we flip 3 coins and take any amount of fire energy from our energy zone equal to the number of heads and attach it to our benched fire Pokemon. We're reliant on this Moltres to power up our Charizards and then to draw into our evolutions in time to evolve up into our Charizard and start attacking our opponent with that Crimson Storm attack. So we filled this deck with a bunch of consistency options: 2x speeds to retreat out of our Charmanders into the Moltres turn 1 or 2, Pokeballs, 2 Pokemon communications, a giant cape to just help with some beefiness for our Pokemon like Moltres, and then we have a 2 research and a leaf to help retreat again, and then 2 Ionos. The Ionos are a new draw supporter from the Shining Revelry set, which are just going to help this deck set up more often. So we're going to jump into some games on the new ranked ladder and see how we can do with a Charizard in Pokemon TCG Pocket in this Shining Revelry meta. I think this card is very good, and yeah, I'm kind of surprised not to see more of it in some online tournaments. Obviously, we have sort of like the Giratina Mewtwo deck that's been popping up. That takes a while to get going, so it gives you time to get this Charizard powered up. And the Charizard one-shots all the EXs, and they can't really one-shot you back. So I expect Charizard to have a good time into those sorts of decks. We're going second here. We've started the Moltres EX, which is great. Looks like we are going up against that Giratina deck that I just mentioned there. And we'll see how we can do here. They're going to get that Broken Space Time ability, or Broken Space Bellow ability off. Obviously get that additional energy attachment for turn. Pokeball as well as that research. We needed to find ourselves a Charmander. There's a Mewtwo EX coming down. They've got the fancy one. And should probably just be the use of that ability here and pass over to us. There's the Broken Space Bellow. Ends their turn, but attaches a Psychic Energy to their Giratina. There's another Charmeleon. We're going to research here to begin with. Finds us a Leaf and a Charizard EX. All right, we're reliant on this Pokemon communication to find us a Charmander here, but if we can find a Charmander, that's going to be really, really strong, as we've got the full line in hand. Unfortunately, we don't find that Charmander. That's one of these problems with this Charizard deck. It's super strong when it gets going, but sometimes you just don't quite get there. So we're going to Inferno Dance to this Moltres. See if we can't at least power up an attacker. Only 1 heads there is unfortunate. Hopefully we can find a Charmander on our next turn. Giant cape coming down on the Giratina. And there's the Broken Space Bellow to end their turn. We're going to cape our Moltres. Well, we were going to cape our Moltres. Now we've drawn the Iono. I think we're going to Iono here. We would have played the cape, except we just want to draw more cards off the Iono. There's our Charmander. There's a Pokeball. There's a Charizard EX and a Research. All right, Pokeball will find us our other Charmander. And we just need to find Charmeleon next turn. And Inferno Dance here. We are going to be in trouble if they have a red that will one-hit KO our Moltres. With some good coin flips here, 2 heads on that Inferno Dance. Both of those going down onto the Charmander here. If they don't have the red to knock us out this turn, then we should be alright as long as we find the Charmeleon next turn. There's the attach for turn. They do have the red. That's unfortunate. We're going to have to hope they don't have Red and Cyrus over the course of the next 3 turns. It's going to be a lot to ask for, but could happen. We got the Giant Cape back. That protects us from a red then. There's the X speed and a leaf. Unfortunate. No Charmeleon. So I think we just got to scoop this one. Couldn't quite get there. Just didn't draw into the cards in the right order that we needed. If we could have gotten that Charmander turn 1 when we had the Charmeleon and Charizard in hand, I think we would have won that game. But an unfortunate Pokemon communication gave us our other Moltres and not our Charmander. So we're going to go into a game 2 and see if we can just draw a little bit better. Sometimes that is the name of the game. In TCG Pocket, just drawing a little bit better than your opponent. That's why these basic EX decks are so strong, though. The Giratina and the Mewtwo and the Darkrai and all that stuff. They're so strong because they don't need a lot to get going. These Stage 2 decks need a good bit to get going, but they can be very, very powerful if they get set up. And a lot more powerful even than the basic EX decks when they get powered up. However, they just have a lot tougher time getting to that point. And so sometimes you just fall a little bit short. We are going second here. We've got the X speed to get out into a Moltres if we can find it. We have a Professor's Research to draw 2 as well. Opponent started a Farfetch. Looks like it is a water deck here. We'll see what kind of water Pokemon they are playing. Interesting. No water Pokemon seen yet. We'll research here, hopefully find a Moltres. Second Charmander and a Pokeball. Pokeball will find us that Moltres. Bench the Moltres. Bench the Charmander. Attach the Moltres and X speed. We'll allow our Charmander to retreat for free. And the Inferno Dance. We've got double Charmeleon in hand, which is nice. Just need to find our Charizard and we'll be alright. 1 heads here on that first Inferno Dance. That's fine. We should be able to get at least 3 Inferno Dances in this game. They don't have like a powerful board set up yet. But all it takes sometimes is one crazy Misty in a water deck. Evolving up into that Staravia. Leak Slap going to do 40 here. We have an Iono. Not going to play that quite yet. We're just going to Inferno Dance here. Only 1 heads again. That's unfortunate. Like I said, we should have 1 more Inferno Dance, I think, in us in this game. Rocky Helmet coming down on the Staravia. Staraptor coming into play. The Staraptor has the wing attack for 90 damage. Finding another Moltres here. I'm just going to Iono. Need to find our Charizard. There's a Leaf, X Speed, and Charmeleon. It's just going to be another Inferno Dance. All right, we got 2 heads this time. Let's put 1 on the Charmander, 1 on the Charmeleon. Pokeball from our opponent. All right, we'll play the Pokeball to thin our deck of the Moltres. Trying to decide what to do here. I think it's just retreat into this Charmander. The Ember here. 2 Embers will knock out this Farfetch'd. We got 7 cards in deck. 1's Iono, 1 is Research, 2 are Charizard EXs, and 2 are Pokemon Communications. So we have like really high odds of finding our Charizard next turn. Rocky Helmet coming down on the Farfetch'd. Retreat into the Staraptor. Wing attack here will do 90. All right, we're going to go into the Charmeleon. All they need is a Cyrus now. Pokemon Communication does guarantee the Charizard, I believe. So that's nice. There's our Charizard. Take the knockout here. Unfortunately, we are in a position where, yeah, they just need a Cyrus for game on the Moltres EX. Rocky Helmet going to do 20 back to us. See what our opponent's able to put together on this turn. They have the Cyrus. That's so unfortunate. All right, well, we're going to go into a game 3. This is one of the most frustrating things I think about TCG Pocket. There was a hope that Stage 2 decks would be better in a game like this. And instead we just got a bunch of big basics running around, and the Stage 2 decks just don't really function. Like Charizard is obviously the best statted card in the game, probably, and on paper the deck is supposed to work, and then you pick it up and it plays like this. Unfortunate for sure. Give me a little salty. I don't like to be salty when I'm playing Pokemon TCG Pocket. Going second here. Starting the Moltres. There's our Charmander. Got the Charmeleon in hand. But it looks like we're not really going up against a real deck, unfortunately. We'll see if we can get set up for once in this game. 1 heads. I should have evolved there. Kind of forgot that I had the Charmeleons in hand for a second. But like I said, we're not really playing against a real deck here, so we should be fine. Bug Bite coming down from our opponent. There's a research. Evolve into the Charmeleon here. And we will Heat Blast for the knockout. All right, we're going to research again. There's our Charizard. Test for turn. Evolve into the Charizard. And Heat Blast here. They're only going to take 50 from this, I believe, with their ability. Heat Blast 2 more times will be the knockout. They've got all the appropriate energy on there. And here's a Heat Blast for the knockout. Maybe we need to make a video on the state of TCG Pocket and the meta. Because, man, it's just unfortunate that these Stage 2 decks don't work. On paper, Charizard should be so powerful, but just doesn't quite work. And instead we're left with these big basic EX decks. Like the Palkias, the Arceus, the Giratinas, Darkrai's. Maybe something will change, but for now, that's the format we're in. That's all right. If you enjoyed these videos, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.